Morning, everybody. It's Monday. It's Tasha Talks to Teens. And I thought we would start with a quick breathing exercise. So this is called square breathing. It's something that you can do if you're in a space right now and you have a window frame or a door frame. That can help to kind of visually get yourself hooked into something outside of your own experience and body. And so it starts, and I'm going to use the painting behind me. We start with a breath in for the count of 4, and you might put your hand on your belly. And as you're breathing in, we want to do a nice deep full breath if we can notice our belly filling up. So for a count of 4, so we breathe in for 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold our breath for 4, 3, 2, 1, and exhale slowly through our mouth for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to do that one more time. In for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Out for 4, 3, 2, 1. And hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. And so window breathing or square breathing is a quick, ready to access tool that you can use at any time. So if you're feeling a bit anxious, nervous before a test, a bit worried about something you might have heard on the news, or just wanting a chance to have a break from some overwhelming feelings, most definitely if we can get out of our head, which is really great sometimes, but often can overthink and make things catastrophic and jump us into the future. Anytime we leave our head and sink into our body, we're helping to calm ourselves down from the body up to the brain. And so that would be a skill that I would encourage you to practice a few times a day, just as a way, those short breaks of mindfulness that can be so helpful for regulating a system. I wanted to let people know as well, this is going to be my final week of doing Tasha Talks to Teens on a daily basis. It's been something that I felt very called to do when the pandemic started, to really support teens and young people that might be at risk and needing some social connection and that daily touch base. And so over the next 5 days, we will summarize some of the learnings and find a way to say goodbye in a great way. But it doesn't mean that it's going to end. What I'm going to do is take Tasha Talks to Teens onto Instagram, and I'm going to be doing a once a week on a Monday morning at 10 o'clock, a Tasha Talks to Teens live on Instagram. And it really is, it's a learning process, how things work. And I am just very aware that Facebook, no offense you guys, it's more of an old person's format. And so when I say old people, anyone 35 and over. So I know these talks have really been helpful for guidance counselors and parents, and some young people that do use Facebook. But for the majority of young people, they're using Instagram and TikTok. I'm not going to have a TikTok account, but I think Instagram's a better vehicle to be able to make sure that the message reaches who I intend it to reach. And so get hip, people, if you don't have Instagram. My I think it's called tag, I don't know, is Tasha _Belix MA for Masters of Arts and Counseling. So Tasha _Belix MA is my Instagram. I will find out the lingo. I think it's tag. I today wanted to do 2 things. And one is to let people know that there is, through Silver Linings Foundation, and their website is silverlinings.ca. It's a nonprofit and a charity that's been set up to support young people and families who have eating disorder behavior in their home. And so if you are noticing in your young person, or you're a teenager, actually young adult, that is struggling with the lack of control that's happened with social isolation and not really knowing sort of when all this is going to get lifted and what the new normal is going to look like, know that for many people, symptoms in general have gone up. More people are having trouble sleeping and anxiety that didn't have it before. And people that maybe struggled with depression, staying in so much is really starting to like, wow, what's going on? I'm having to stay inside, which is reminding me of what it was like when I was really depressed. And know that Silver Linings is there to support people that have eating disorder behavior and don't have access to their normal groups anymore. You might be someone that does have a formal diagnosis and are working with a therapist, or someone that you're noticing, you know, with having more time to think and obsess, that there's more calorie counting and body checking that's happening. Know that go to Silver Linings if you feel like you want to explore some options, but they are offering an online drop-in support group for teens 14 to 17 years old. Parents and the young person need to give permission to be part of that. But it is, I think, $12 a group. It's every second Monday from 6:30 to 8. And so if waiting for support to talk to your guidance counselor at school or get support with your doctor or nutritionist or whomever you're working with is just taking too long, know that this is something that can be an add-on that might offer you some self-regulation skills and just some great meaty conversations about the impact of social media and the messages about body image and just ways that we can regulate a system that can be really helpful. So please check that out. And in terms of purpose, this is what I thought would be a good way to start off this week. There's some movement on the 14th in Calgary, where restaurants are going to open up at 50% capacity, and so the economy's starting to chug forward. In British Columbia, I know now people can meet in groups of 6, and again, so there's more hope, right? Things are, yay, something's shifting, we're moving to a different place. And with that, I also want to make sure that when we think of how we are choosing to get back and integrate things into our life, what are those things that we want to bring back into our life? And what are those things that maybe just we don't value so much anymore? Maybe they don't serve a purpose for us in the same way, that we maybe can leave on the back burner. That one's not something that I really need to bring back into my life. And I hope for everyone that there's a little part inside you where a calling or a purpose has been sparked with so much time to reflect and maybe even sift around in your own value system for what is really important to you. And so I would ask that people put some time into, next time you're out on a walk or writing in your journal or, you know, washing your hair in the shower, that you reflect on maybe the top, I would say 7 events, that whether it was a person that touched your life, an event that happened in your life, or an experience that you had that changed the path that you were on, whether it woke up a part of you that you didn't know was there, or it might have had a negative impact, so you knew darn well that that's not the direction you wanted to go, or someone that you've looked up to as a mentor. But those kind of blips, those high points in your life where there was a message that was given to you. So was it a person, was it an event, or was it an experience you had? But sift through your life and see if you can come up with 7 of them. And a few of them might have been things that have happened over the last few months. And through that, so it would be a free write. It's just a free, if it works for you to just think it in your mind, but see what themes come up for you. And I would really hope for people that through this time for us to spend more time at home and stew around in what is really important to us, that there's a little spark and purpose that comes forward that you want to bring into your life moving forward. And so this does not mean that you need to stop your job and go, volunteer in I don't know, in another part of the world. That's not what I'm suggesting. It could be, do I want to give 2 hours of my time to maybe mentor people that are in my field? Is it, I realize how important it is for me to get reconnected with my faith. Am I going to join a church community or a faith community? Am I someone that maybe wants to volunteer at the food bank? And sometimes it's time we want to give. Sometimes it's even finances. If we are in a place where we have money that we want to donate to an organization that we know is doing really good work, that's in line with part of our purpose, maybe people think about giving a cash donation, or even it might even be something that you want to study more about and learn more about, and use your social connections, your friendships in your community, your influence on social media to build awareness around issues and topics that mean something to you. And wouldn't that be wonderful, again, if through this we all come out the other end giving a little bit more from our heart instead of just doing and being so busy. So I wanted to end with, again, a little chunk of that poem that I wrote for grads of 2020. Oh my gosh, Barack Obama's delivering his commencement toast. I think, I want to say it's May the 16th. So I'm sure it will be amazing, because pretty much everything that comes out of that gentleman's mouth is quite awe-inspiring. So I hope for people that you have a chance to tune in and toast the grads of 2020 again, and hearing a really beautiful message from someone that I deeply admire. And this is the poem I'm going to leave you with. Happy Monday. Purpose looks like deliberate steps across the untouched sand. It feels like intuition tugging you by the pant leg into your best future. It sounds like the singing on the wind, inviting you forward into a space where energy is vast and sustainable. And I hope for everyone that there is a spark that ignites a fire that turns into a raging flame that tugs you by the pant leg into the future that is meant to be for you, and that you find your purpose and you find a way to actualize it and make it actually happen, because that's where we get energy that is sustainable. Until tomorrow, may you breathe and be well.